Hi, this is Sam, and this is a video to try to convey application of phenomenological deconstructivism towards words and terminology that's used in my business. Found many people are using words, but they don't appear to know or act upon the words or the directives in a manner that reveal they know, or they just don't care. But either way, I've been doing this in order to find out who or where they stand to see if it's one or the other. So if they can see the distinction, those distinctions will lead to recognizing the active component of the terms. So what we're doing is we're applying the phenomenological bracketing construct to the terms, looking at each word as it exists as a symbol, a word, a name, and a type, and then objectifying each of those aspects, relating and linking them, and then building from that point where we start at that which we would group as not thing, and have a focal point of a point which is enveloped in the space to set it apart, the grouping to establish its standing, and then the bracketing in order to apply the concept of the epoche, so that we can look at each term as a thing in itself and discern those aspects of the essence of the term so that we can explicitly denote the essence of the word and the relation and the construct of how it relates, which ends up becoming a reflection of the I, or the person who's engaged or not engaged in the process, so that when they will or are willing to go deeper into the word, they can look at the symbol and the token. And the symbolic nature of any given focal point ascribes that image, so that if we're made in the image, or we're applying an image of a symbolic aspect of a token, an inflection occurs and the I becomes revealed. So when I do or do not, I reveal at what point of the progression I'm willing to ascribe or to go to. How far is a person willing to go? Will they seek to know? And if they do know, the action reveals how far they go towards understanding. So we start with the virtual concept or construct of standing virtually in the calendar. We create an event, and we're giving structure and form to these things that are not tangible. So in this case, I would look up notify. I'm just trying to notify the group of people who are engaged in this that I'm present, I'm here at this point in time. So I want to reuse a prior event. I duplicate it and I make it my own. I apply the different aspects where it can sit in time and reflect that I'm here at this particular time. Wow, it's 2:57. The day is past. So I'm using another member's event, which means I have to verify the time zone, apply the proper date, and then apply the proper time. Time zone, because we've got people working in different parts of the world with different time bases. So this is going to be an effort manifest in the calendar, and I indicate the name in 4 places. We're very heavily into the Platonic concept of establishing an object. And in this case, the object is a point in time where I relate I'm present. And it has to be named, mapped, and then the memo begins and ends with that name, and it's standing on my calendar. So there it is, and then we look at it within the framework of the period, which we use the week to be the period, and this is where I stand. So it exists. It's going to be the purpose is to establish a point in time and then base it on a goal of collaboration where I could have other people helping and working together in a manner where each person stands apart but interacts and relates in an objective sense. So you could assist and put your efforts regardless of when you're doing so long as you establish reflection of a latency that doesn't evidence a lack of care or concern for the timeliness. So everything exists in the base of time, and if people don't give enough time, it becomes a reflection of either carelessness or they just haven't achieved awareness that time is the base. If people don't give time to any particular concern or focus, it reveals it does not matter to them. So the I becomes revealed, and then the W as a letter conveying the message would be termed as the word is. So W is revealed because it has the 3 points in the ideal of the past, present, and future, and the 2 points at the base where everything is grounded and the path connects, so that what is, was, and will be, as approached from a point of the ideal, is manifest from what was acted upon prior and what we choose to act upon in the future. That's the mapping of the character revealing the message of the letter W. And each person will stand or not stand as the I. So this reflects the I that I am, and I stand, and the reflection is the reflection of the self. So that's spells will. So the will is revealed by those actions that we manifest. And the only way to manifest virtually that I've found is through documentation. So we're going on a basis of time, material, events, and then document. Time passes. What matters, we pay note or heed. Those are the things that we recognize as events of consequence or matter. And then those things that we document, we've applied the effort that's required in order to establish the construct of the beginning and the end. The basis and the ideal become manifest as objective reality, but not tangible until we document it. So in this case, I'm going to set the collaboration point for today. We have a document where we group all of the efforts of a given day. I made an effort, posted on the calendar, and the base is collaborate, but we're going to actually add to that an explicit base. And then that base is going to be we stand upon the basis. So we're going from a base, which is time, to a basis, which is the I manifest its recognition of what matters to itself. So each person will manifest what they value based upon what they do or do not. So it's kind of hard to convey this. Been looking for anybody I could even speak to, because they think, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? I'm not looking to justify what I'm doing. I'm just looking for people who would assist in the process. A lot of this is on the basis of a philosopher named Martin Buber. Ich und du, I and thou, was one of his books, as juxtaposed with I and it. I find most people are interacting on the I-it construct as opposed to the recognition of the Ame, or the spirit. And then Edmund Husserl, Phenomenology, has caused the focus to apply at those things that are not thing and those things that are specified as thing-based. And that's the base construct of this whole system. We look at nothing. We give standing before nothing and a point. We ascribe a beginning and an end to the point, and we apply nothing, space, and recognition of the division to establish objectification. So the phenomenological approach to the epoche, or to bracketing, is what I'm looking for any assistance with. I haven't been able to even convey this to anybody, so it's very isolating. But in this case, if we establish an object, every other aspect that correlates to that object would point to it in a relational or database type of sense, where you relate to the base, but the context needs to be established so that the relation becomes malleable. It can be used in a proper contextual orientation. Otherwise, people are posting things hard and fast that don't have sense. So I've got my event posted. It changes my view, which I want to use a view of a week, and the week orients from the beginning of the month, so that if we were to look at my efforts for this week, we could apply it in an orientation that includes the prior week and the next week. And we could do this to cover the month. A substantial amount of the work that we do is recurring, and it recurs in a cycle of a month, so that if anybody were to assist, their efforts and their application of effort is got to be manifest, so that they document what they do and they can show what they did. It's another major fail point. What a person does is not the result, it's the process. So the process that you do, in order for it to be manifest, has to be objectified. And we do that through events. So I have my events posted here of the first week, the second week, and we could show this for each week, and then we could apply the same view for the prior weeks and the future. This way we can mine the past for events that recur, so that we can create the future. Most people seem to want to just, here, I did it. No, show the process, and then by virtue of establishing the steps of the process, you could add value and recognize where you might be able to either help others, or we can not allow you to usurp and take all the resources and time. Lack of will to document what you do and be accountable for what you do seems to me to be the ultimate problem facing every aspect of life today. There's no accountability, and those who will race to achieve the result as a trophy, look at what I did, they can reap the rewards and rape the system, rather than apply a system that respects LIVE, live step by step, so that what is had, or what I have at the end of how I lived, reflects a righteous relation between those who stand and those who lie as if they're asleep. Wake up. They're going backwards, evil. They seek the truth of the result, and they stand present before what should be recognition of that I, as opposed to standing with an honor towards that which is the me. And that's that cross or T that reflects the balance between the I and the me. So time is the ultimate base that we have to honor. Honor and respect time by approaching things in a path that goes step by step, and the process could be revealed through objectification and through applying a step-by-step methodology where it becomes a reflection, and what we do or choose not to do convicts us. You're convicted by that which you choose to honor and give the time towards what matters. It's what happens automatically, but without manifesting it, we walk blindly. So here's the view of the month, and now I'll apply the process of the epoche to bracket particular terms. And that'll be a different video. Thank you.